Oh, sorry. Anyway, Big Boar, I'm so sorry. I was answering your question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the development wing section where there was a competition running, because the old numbers are probably less reliable these days. So let me give you the latest numbers. Basically, the last 3 months. So the ultras. Okay, I won't show you their names then. But the $20 ultras, the Chippy V's. Firstly, to Big Boar, who wanted to know what the 10s and 20s, right? For the ultras. Okay, 10s and 20s ultras. So some of our guys had with big volume by those, so like higher Chippy V's obviously possible. But 11.77, 8.84, and 7.38 for the 20s, and then for the 10s. 11.46, 9.76, and 8.68 as an example. Alright, oldie one. I guess we'll just bet. We didn't even realize we're playing the reg speed. Freddy, bienvenue monsieur, ça va mon ami? He thinks he's bluffing, then me calls. That's enough, isn't it? You don't need them combos, you don't need those odds. Too much math in here. Too much math in here. The Helm of Apex Predator. That would be a good sound. That's what we need. The Helm of Apex Predator. I can't even say it. The Helm of Apex Predator shit. Freddy's confirming. Makes 65.1 Chippy V at the Ultras. The old 651 Chippy V. Yeah. So we get a small blind flat. So definitely going to have a lot more connectivity to this board. We have lots of, let's say, potential. But not a hand that I would love to get checkers at all if he's got a hand like if he's flat king queen and just check shoves. That'd be pretty bad. So let's check and let's see what oldie one fancy's doing. They check again. Now I typically would suggest generally my range of him would be fewer king x and fewer 9x. So I think we go for a bet here. We can get called by a jack 10, we get called by a queen jack, get called by a queen 10. Let's go for a smallish sort of bet and then we'll go check check river. Or we can get a fold, which is also fun. Easy life is a reg who often doesn't give us an easy life. Thank you very much for the follow, Clarky Chris, 1984. Clarky, is that a reference to the dystopian novel, or are you just really old? One of the two, or both. Obrigado and boa sorte to all my Portuguese-speaking amicas. I don't know about oldie1. Doesn't feel like we're going to get folds here. Alright, we go for a bet. We get small check raise from oldie1. Clarky says, unfortunately, real old mate. Maybe Clarky is the oldie one. Well, cool. A 7 comes. Not tons of 7x in oldie one's range. Well, Clarky, well done though for typing. I'm impressed. You've really helped shift our demographics more elderly, and well done for getting on Twitch. I mean, big round of applause for Clarky, the OAP. He's managed to get himself on Twitch. He's managed to press all the buttons, all this confusing stuff. The Gen Zs are loving it, and he's like, what? And you've managed to press follow. We appreciate that. Thank you very much, buddy. Okay, King 7-5. So we know he check raised last time with it on a king high board. So I think we have that's going to encourage us actually weirdly enough to bet with his hand, because I think we can just presumably, I think he's quite honest where he may overfold slightly with some of the backdoors perhaps. It's a bit of an assumption. But also what's opened up a little bit is like, let's go for lots of barrels here. And that's something that's definitely open up to us. And to have lots of bluff barrels, we can't need to bluff lots. So weirdly enough, despite the fact that he check raised, I'm actually, because it was sort of thin for value, I'm keener now to shift our c-bet strategy to be more like bottom of the range and fewer hands where, yeah. I'm going to go for a check raise here. He checked down before an ace of board and just had air, so I assume that his c-bet might be more value heavy. We try and bet a sizing where we try and keep a hand like king jack and king 10 in or whatever. But yeah. There we go, Junior. Now we can all see. What's he got? Ah, he's put a little picture of me. That's nice. All right. Actually, to be honest, I think we could check here. Thank you, Jenny. That's very sweet. There was a guy, we believe he's not even 651, right? The guy on PokeStars.es who was streaming with a little avatar of me. The only one, he feels fairly, actually, seems fairly aggressive. I don't know if I still am feeling like it's probably more mergy than polar. It's not a bad strategy. It just means we have to be a little bit more, yeah. Again, same strategy as we talked before. Go for a bet, probably be more barrel happy, given we expect most of the 10x to check raise compared to someone else. What have you done? No one interrupted you. We were waiting. We were waiting for you. Now we could try something a little bit. So we know before he bet folded. So there is room to maybe go for this. I actually quite like also maybe a call. So let's do. This is a very ambitious float, but we had plans. We actually changed our plans now because we've hit. So our plan was going to be to call and actually lead a lot of turns, which I think given the snap check back would have worked now. Difficult now. Difficult. I still feel like his range is way towards high cards. Does he bluff them? Possibly. But let's just see the sizing. Quick bet, 2.2, 33. Doesn't feel a very bluff sizing, does it? Might be. I don't know what his category or value would be. I expect this is to be Jack X plus a lot. At the same time, if he's got Jack 9 here, it might do. I think we're cool. Yeah. So we had a plan. I don't know if it would have worked out. I mean, yeah. Obviously, we'd try dodge the heart on the river. Would have worked out, but yeah. We get to see what's the threshold for his min raising, and so that was King 8 off. So I don't know if he was planning to min raise call that at the 11 bigs or not. But certainly min raises his default, looks like. And so if he hasn't got a limp, makes just V-pipping a bit of a challenge if you're only min raising. Could limp. I think I'm going to limp this again, just I expect not too many bluff ISOs. We get min ISO'd. I think the min ISO is probably going to be, again, pretty mergy. Fairly active ISOer. And I think, to be honest, here, I'm just going to go for it. He's used the same sizing 3 times now. Once it's definitely been bluff. Second time it's been a straight draw. There's not tons of stuff that's hit there. If he's got aces, he's got aces, but we're just going to jam this. He's got jacks. Okay, nice. We'll just chop it up. That was more of a kind of frequency thing where I was like, he can't always have this, surely. But yeah, no, yeah, we were wrong. We were wrong. So let's check. We still see a limp now, by the way. So we know King 8 was in the min raising range, and so we don't know what yet to make of the limping range. Again, likes these sort of 1/3 or 66% bets, which is interesting. I'm actually going to fold this. Yeah, and I'm going to jam this. I don't expect too many bluff ISOs. We saw a non-bluff ISO, but yeah, I think he's played fine the oldie one. It's a tough opponent to face if they keep min raising, and then the few times you see showdowns, it's like, oh, they just have value. It seems like all the time, and so you have to kind of balance that. You kind of are eventually forced to take a risk where you're like, they can't always have it, surely. And sometimes you can end up feels like blundering, but it's just an inevitable part, right? Like if he min raises 5 in a row and he's got value 5 in a row, by the 4th or 5th time I'm already expanding my 3 bet incorrectly, but it just is we're all doing that, I think. We'll try limp here. Drainus is here. Powiedzenia kolego. Let's go for a bet. Jenny says, Tom, how is the challenge going? If you type in a command, which is... What is the command we need? Interesting spot here, by the way. So we would have folded to a shove, but with this min raise, assuming it's not just aces, calling is great, and we just donk basically if we hit. So we miss, so we should check fold. But if we hit a flush draw, if we hit any pair, it doesn't really matter what the other cards are, we just donk, and we're just happy with that. And it's a real way you can actually just realise equity really nicely out of position at this stack depth, and you don't ever really make a mistake. You probably don't want to, if we flop a flush, we won't donk shove. But nearly everything else, we can just go for it. Thank you very much for following, Rafa. Hope you're doing well, Rafa. We need a 5, 6, 7. We need to fade a jack or a queen. There's the one. Happy days indeed. We got the win. All right, 9-2. Should we do an ultra? Let's do an ultra. That was a long game. I think well played, oldie, if I'm honest. All right, let's try an ultra instead.